because there were enough security around. I mean, there are even photographs of the security people around the photograph. So I mean, he could have done, but
I guess what I'm asking is, do you feel that you were part of Epstein's public rehabilitation?
Oh, no, funny enough, I don't. No. I mean, if he was doing, if that photograph was taken for that, with that purpose in mind, then it doesn't equate to what actually happened.
So why wouldn't you announce this breakup when you got back? Why wouldn't you publicly explain what you'd done? Did you worry that he had something that could compromise you?
No.
Do you regret that?
Yes.
Do you regret the whole friendship with Epstein?
Now, I still not. The reason being is that the people that I met and the opportunities that I was given to learn, either by him or because of him, were actually very useful.
Andrew, the people you met were the sort of people who were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Does it not cause you to reflect on your opinion of them?
No.
Even now, 10 years after you say that you broke contact with Epstein. Despite what you know now, do you ever find yourself questioning why they were at Epstein's?
He himself, not, as it were, as close as you might think. We weren't that close. So therefore, I mean, yes, I would go and stay in his house, but that's because of his girlfriend.
The chances that she was not involved in Epstein's activities are microscopic. She is, as far as I'm concerned, as tainted as Epstein himself.
Not because of him.
Was that visit, December of 2010, the only time you saw him after he was convicted?
Yes.
Did you see him or speak to him again?
2010 was it. That was it, because I went. Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure that if I was going to go and see him, I had to make sure that there was enough time between his release, because it wasn't something that I was going into in a hurry.
Well, you don't want to make it look obvious, do you? Let Jeff settle back to outside life first and hot mode when it's not so hot.
I had to go and see him. I had to go and see him. I had to stay with him.
And stay in the house.
I could easily have gone and stayed somewhere else, but sheer convenience of being able to get a hold of him was I mean, he was in and out all over the place.
Yeah, well, that's why they put him in prison. But seriously, you could have arranged one meeting. I reckon he'd have turned up. You're his friend. It's only convenient to stay at his house if you intend to meet him more than once. Otherwise, you could have stayed at a hotel. Complete separation from him. Had the meeting and left. That would have been the end of it. That was not the choice you made, though. I reckon you went to his house because you wanted to spend time with him, not because you intended to say goodbye.
So, getting him in one place for a period of time to actually have a long enough conversation to say, look, these are the reasons why I'm not going to. And that happened on the week.
July of this year, Epstein was arrested on charges of sex trafficking and abusing dozens of underage girls.
In most people, you will observe a change in facial expression dependent on what they're talking about. Move from something nice into something horrible and see how people's faces express the emotions within. There is no change in Andrew's mannerism as he discusses things that most of us would find abhorrent. Either he really does have no conscience, or he doesn't find those acts abhorrent, in my opinion.
One of Epstein's accusers, Virginia Roberts, has made allegations against you. She says she met you in 2000.
That makes sense. The man comes from my family and I've done atrocious things. That one don't count. And that one is easily defensible.
Another observation. If one is confronted with a difficult question, it's easier to say, I have no recollection, than it is to flat out deny the accusation. Having no recollection deals with the question in a way which is almost a denial, and which also gives you the safety of being able to remember something later on. I did not lie, I simply could not report it.
You don't remember meeting her. She says she met you in 2001. She dined with you. She danced with you. You bought her drinks. You were in Tramp nightclub in London. And she went on to have sex with you in a house in Belgrade belonging to Colonel Maxwell. Do you remember her?
I have no recollection. I'm almost convinced that I was never in trance with her. There are a number of things wrong with that story. One of which is that I don't know where the bar is in trance. I don't drink. I don't think I've ever bought a drink in trance whenever I was there.
The salient part of the question relates to having sex at a house in Belgravia. All he had to say was, I am not the sort of man who has sex with young girls. I have a daughter of my own. The mere suggestion is outrageous. Not some walk around the woods. I don't drink. I don't know where the bar is. I know the photo was taken upstairs, even though I've never been there.
Do you remember dancing at Tramp?
No, that couldn't have been because the date that was being suggested, I was at home with the children.
Why did you not say right at the start that the allegation is completely untrue? On the day in question, you was at home with the kids.
You know that you were at home with the children. Was it a memorable night?
On that particular day that we now understand is the date, which is the 10th of March, I was at home with the children. I had taken Beatrice to a Pizza Express in working a party at sort of 4 or 5 in the afternoon. And then, because the Duchess was away, we have a simple rule in the family that when one's away, the other one's there. I was on terminal leave at the time from the Royal Navy, so therefore.
Why would you remember that so specifically? Why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in working was an unusual thing for me to do. A very unusual thing. I've only been to working a couple of times. But I remember it weirdly distinctly. As soon as somebody reminded me of it, I went, oh yes, I remember that. But I have no recollection of ever meeting or being in the presence.
So you're absolutely sure that you're at home on the 10th of March?
Yes. Andrew states that he'd been home all day when he took Beatrice out for a party at Pizza Express in Woking. Well, I say party, it was more an intimate dinner with friends, and he remembers that specifically because it was unusual. But having sex with a young girl in Belgravia, I guess it's not unusual enough for him to specifically remember not doing it. Also, he was in Pizza Express that day around 5 p.m. Nightclubs don't open until 10 o'clock. Being at a Pizza Express at 5 p.m. does not preclude him from being in a nightclub a few hours later.
She was very specific about that night. She described dancing with you, and you profusely sweating, and that she went on to have possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating, because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was permission. Yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I described as an overdose in adrenaline when I was shot at, and I simply it was almost impossible for me to sweat.
I was mistaken identity, not with me. I was mistaken with somebody else. What's so wrong with that? What's so strange about that? I'm supposed to tell the police? Fuck off. You can't prove that now. Lose the battle there. And set me up to say it and I can't even use it. Dickhead for the planet, if you ask me. No, I just mistaken identity. Nothing else. That's all that was. Fuck off. Just mistaken identity. Have nothing to do with me, man. Just think of me. Not like you won't find it hard to mistake me for one and only.
Virginia Roberts, dined with her, danced with her in tramp, had sex with her on another date.
You can't go even deeper if you want.
Do you remember meeting her?
I'm saying, I don't know where you could come out to what on a theory from that.
Or do you just
Mistaken identity from out there. Unless you not watch me from that time for know so that wasn't true. Good luck police boy. This is it bro, let's go and work into.
She was
That is the timeline to see how long it was there.
meeting a senior member of the royal family.
But who the hell did I tell that to? I'm very sure I know who.
She provided a photo of the two of you together. Your arm was around her waist. You've seen the photo. How do you explain that?
Work together. It was a working out. I very much remember it was a working situation.
Your friend suggested that the photo was fake.
I think it's from the investigations that we've done, you can't prove whether or not that photograph is fake or not because it is a photograph of a photograph of a photograph. So it's very difficult to prove it. But I don't know what that photograph ever being taken.
But it's possible that it was you with your arm.
That's me, but whether that's my hand or whether that's the position, I have simply no recollection of the photograph ever being taken.
Andrew points out that he can't tell if the photo is genuine or not. He admits that it's him in the photo, but seems to suggest that the hand may not be his. As before, referencing the hand is a distraction from the question.
The world has now seen the photo that Virginia Roberts provided, taken by Epstein, you understand, in Glenn Maxwell's house.
But here's the problem. I've never seen Epstein with a camera in my life.
I think it was Virginia Roberts' camera. She's got a little Kodak one that she lent to Epstein. He took a photo, and your arm is round her waist.
I don't remember that photograph ever being taken. I don't remember going upstairs in my house. That photograph was taken upstairs. And I'm not entirely convinced.
Me either. Yeah, but
Me in that picture, but we can't be certain as to whether or not that's my hand on her left side.
You think that.
Because I have no recollection of that ever being taken.
So why would somebody put an arm out? You think it is you next to her in the photo?
It's definitely me. And that's a picture of me. It's not a picture of, I don't think it's a picture of me in London. When I go out in London, I wear a suit all the time.
So, he admits it's him in the photo. The photo was taken at a house in London, but he has doubts because he wears different clothes when going out in London. Once again, evading the question with an irrelevance.
That's what I've described. Those are my travelling clothes if I'm going overseas. I've got plenty of photographs of me dressed in those sorts of, that sort of kit, but not that.
Just to clarify, so you think that photo has been faked?
Nobody can prove whether or not that photograph has been doctored, but I don't recollect that photograph ever being taken.
Of course, the correct answer was, it would have to have been doctored. I never met her. We didn't go out and I did not have sexual relations with that woman. The allegations are completely untrue.
And you don't recollect having your hand round her waist in Glenn Maxwell's house on any occasion, even if it was a different
So it's not if I, as a member of the family, have a photograph taken, I take very, very few photographs. I am not one to, as it were, public display of affection are not something that I do. So that's the best explanation I can give. And I'm afraid to say that I don't believe that photograph was taken in the way that it's been suggested.
Why would people not believe that you were there?
I'm sorry, why?
I'm just trying to understand There's a photo inside Ghislaine Maxwell's house. Ghislaine herself is in the background. Why would people not believe that you were there with her that night?
To be fair, that's an awful question. She didn't have to use the word not, because as I'm sure most of us are thinking, there is no reason why people would not believe that he was there. Maybe she meant, why, in spite of what you say, do people believe that you were there?
I might well wish to believe it, but the photograph was taken upstairs, and I don't think I even went upstairs in his house.
This seems the wrong way round to me. He's trying to counter a photo with an unsure thought. It doesn't matter whether you do or don't think that you went upstairs, there's a photo of you.
I'm sure.
Yeah, because the dining room was on the ground floor. Was as you came in. So I know that going up. I'm at a loss to explain this particular photograph. If the original was ever produced, then perhaps we might be able to solve it.
But you can say categorically that you don't recall meeting Virginia Wallace.
Remember everything. Every blood clotting. Any photograph I can't explain was butchered. And take from a picture within a picture within a picture. Yeah, but you just find out so you can fake photograph by just taking a picture of the picture. It will prove that the picture of the picture is the original and not doctored. But the picture, when you take what of the picture, the original picture can be proven. I just found that out. And the problem is the people when they investigate, they are not investigating him, it's their PR, they're investigating to clear his name.
Well, I think the data we have for that.
Something else to watch out for is when people use the word we as opposed to I. He has placed responsibility for the accuracy of the dates on his own collective, not on himself directly. If there are errors in his accounts, it's plausible now that it's the fault of one of his staff. Why is he not sure where he was? I bet most of his travel was logged.
Shows that I was in Boston. I was in New York the previous day, and I was at a dinner for the Oak Trust in New York, and then I flew up to Boston the following day. And then on the day that she says this occurred, they'd already left to go to the island before I got back from Boston. So I don't think that could have happened at all.
Just to recap there, it's claimed that Andrew had sex with the girl 3 times. Once in London, once in New York, and once on Epstein Island. He's currently refuting the second allegation by stating that on the day in question she had left for Epstein Island before he got back, and so it was logistically impossible.
There was a witness there, Johanna Stolberg, who says that you did visit the house in that month.
I probably did. I think one of the weird things I was staying with the because of what I was doing, I was staying with the Consul General, which is further down the street on Fifth. So I wasn't staying. I may have visited.
After Emily points out that there was a witness, Andrew admits that he'd been staying nearby at the time and may well have visited. I guess it must be good fortune then that Andrew's work had him staying nearby to Jeffrey Epstein's house.
But no, definitely no activity.
Because in a legal deposition, 2015, she said she had sex with you 3 times.
I paused here in advance of something. They'd just been discussing the New York allegation for about a minute, so it's not a new concept to Andrew. Yet for some reason, after having just discussed the New York allegation, Andrew seemed surprised when New York is mentioned. It was odd enough for me to include it.
Once in a London house when she was trafficked to you in Maxwell's house.
Yes.
Once in New York, a month or so later at Epstein's mansion, and once on his private island in a group of 7 or 8 other girls.
No.
No to
That was a firm no.
Absolutely no to all of it.
Why would she be saying those things?
Annihilating in any interview.
Exactly.
Absolutely crushing.
But I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
She made these claims.
Crushing in any interview.
Are you saying
Absolutely
you
disintegrating.
don't believe that she's lying?
That's a very difficult thing
Absolutely
to
crushing.
answer because I'm not.
He would have never been allowed to do that if they never sanctioned it. Or no, say it wouldn't mean nothing.
Achieve.
Emily asks, are you saying that you don't believe her or that she's lying? Andrew responds, it's difficult to answer because I don't know what she's trying to achieve. The answer does not fit the question.
But look, I can tell you categorically, I don't remember meeting her at all. I do not remember the photograph being taken. And I've said consistently and frequently that we never had any sort of physical contact, whatever.
She spoke about you outside court in August of this year. She said, I quote, he knows exactly what he's done and I hope he comes clean about it.
The answer is nothing.
So if Virginia Roberts is watching this interview, what is your message to her?
So, mother.
I don't have a message for her. Because I have to have a thick skin. If somebody's going to make those sorts of allegations, then I'm just going to have a thick skin and get on with it. But they never have.
For the record, is there any way you could have had sex with that young woman or any young woman trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein in any of his residences?
No. And without putting too fine a point on it, if you're a man, it is a positive act to have sex with somebody. You have to take some sort of positive action. And so therefore, if you try to forget, it's very difficult to try and forget positive action. And I do not remember anything. I can't rack my brain. I'm thinking, oh, well, when the first allegations, when the allegations came out originally, I went, oh, that's a bit strange. I don't remember this.
Imagine any random guy gets accused of a sex offence and thinks, that's a bit strange, I don't remember that. If someone accused me of a sex crime, I would flip my lid. My own sense of revulsion would fuel the rebellion against the accusation being levelled at me. The accusation itself is so profoundly insulting that I would reject it with force if required. That's how most people react. Accuse most blokes of being a nonce, and the chances are you'll get punched in the face. Think of it like a tribe, and one of the tribe is a kiddie fiddler. What happens to that person? Perhaps it's based around the primal urge of a parent to protect their child. That normal reaction is entirely absent from Andrew. There's been no revulsion regarding the allegations made about him or anything that Epstein did.
I've been through it,
Yeah.
through it over and over and over.
Yeah, man.
Epstein's housekeeper, also in a Florida court legal deposition, said he visited the Palm Beach residence around 4 times a year and got a daily massage.
4 times a year?
That was what he said in a Florida court legal deposition. I'm just wondering, when you look back now, is there a chance that those massages might have been the services of someone who was being sexually exploited or trafficked by Epstein?
No. I don't think. I mean, no, definitely not. Definitely. I definitely did not visit his Palm Beach house 3 or 4 times a year.
Emily asks, were any of the massages that you got from girls that may have been trafficked? Andrew replies, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
How many times have you seen this?
In total, probably 4 times. In total, throughout the time I knew him. In fact, probably that was the place that he was in the house more more there than in other places that I was. But it was usually because I was going through.
What messy down this? What messy out this?
So, Jeffries is somewhere you would go on your way to somewhere else. Well, no, I had that completely the wrong way around. I thought that the somewhere else you were going was the excuse that you needed to travel to Jeffries.
So it was a day, that was it.
You said in your statement, sometimes, at no time did I see, witness, or suspect any suspicious behavior. Virginia Roberts' legal team says you could not spend time around Epstein and not know what was going on. You could not spend time around Epstein and not know what was going on.
If you are
Obviously, that's true. You do celebrate the age, yeah.
then people behave in such
See, that only counts if he was ever proven to be in the same room with any of them. But the reality is, you wouldn't know them age.
then you might
Yeah,
suspect
because possibly you can be around people and don't know what they're involved in. That can be a truth.
a huge amount of
That definitely can be a possibility. But you would see it on the people's face. Because if the people don't want to be there, you'd be there for them. So how them have all of these people. So the parties where they were going to, why is only him being grateful for it? That's what I don't get.
His client list includes some of the wealthiest people in the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
And Andrew is saying that even though he stayed at his houses on an island and attended Epstein gatherings, that he had no idea what Epstein was doing or why everyone else was there.
Yeah, so where's all of the people? Where's all of the rest of the people do? Come on.
the other aspect
Yeah, where's all of the other people in the info?
institution
Why only him I get good?
which has loads of stuff.
On its own, like, that's the problem. We never have to. Okay, one person do all of that. You know what I mean? That's the problem. We never have to. One person can't do all of that.
As far as I was
Simple, come. And if one person continuously do that, where is everybody? At least, where is the one friend that he had? Or would I tell him, say, yo, stop doing that publicly? See, them think they all play a part. And that's how you prove. That's how you prove conspiracy. You say, not one person around you tells you, your one person must be in there together. You can't just do that by yourself in an open view of the public. You'll be caught on video. It's like a drunk. Somebody who drinks a lot and goes to parties a lot. You'll always find a video of them drinking all the time, making an ass of themselves. But that's how you tell conspiracy. Somebody would say it to you. Or they wouldn't invite anybody who's not involved. It's quite simple, so anybody out there said me I do this and me I do that. Suck your mother. How can I be doing it by myself? It's simple as that, eh? How can I be doing it by myself? And if you look funny from a certain point of view, how can one individual do all that and nobody else notice? It seems to me everybody else is doing it too. And then in a fool predicament, why they all blaming me? That's the key here. I know why I can't do that because it was never meant to get this. He was meant to just take me out and not sleep, and then me one get the blame and nobody else, no? Basically, what happened to Jeffrey Epstein was meant to happen to me. Yeah, exactly. What happened to Jeffrey Epstein was basically meant to happen to me. Me one should just get tackled and then nobody else get exposed, isn't it? Well, the question the police were involved in obviously are corrupt. Because they would make sense of it and say it's impossible for him one to do all this in open view of the public and nobody else not involved. It'd be impossible. Because what the accusation is not something very easy to get over. And if you're clever enough to do it by yourself, you're clever enough not to do it in a broad day, like you're clever enough. So I don't think they will work against him. So the people who make these allegations, where was everybody else? Where is the one friend that one could say was covering up for me? Where is that one friend? I mean, because how do I get in these people's circle without having a friend? It would be impossible. You get in no circle without one friend, yeah. You would never be invited to the cookout. Is that nobody invites you to a party if you don't know nobody else? Imagine you're turning up to a party where you don't know nobody. That don't make it never happen. Somebody must invite you to the party. If you don't know the person, and keep it. Somebody invited you. Where is that one friend? You could have won it from the church. You know why I mean I feel no way? Because you know I can't win. Okay, what the allegation? This is simply mean nothing.
There again, I'm not quite so clear who to answer that question.
I'm saying they cannot win on that. The police can't win. The government can't win. Any statement, any investigation, anything at all, man, you can't win. Why are they not one person? Mm. Why are they not one person involved in the allegation too? Because I don't snitch on nobody, but where is the one person? Can't be me alone who get involved. Somebody would have to be snitching.
Was, victims say, complicit
Mm.
in his behaviour.
So the allegation levied against me, obviously they're saying it's only me one was doing it. And how would that, what could that be then? Can't be a normal everyday thing. Because everybody me know somehow know each other. One way or the other they are aware of each other. So how do we do that by myself? And given that me are the outsider, why would they not say something against me? They obviously would. Why have I not got my head kicked in some way somehow? Okay, we know not try to do this. We can use to them people's situation and prove that they could never come near me. No form of case, and they couldn't win it. But where's the one friend to invite me to any of these situations?
It was earlier this year, funny enough, in the summer, in the spring, summer.
Because anything the girls them say, and anything the guys them say, you understand what they all knew each other. That person knew that person because of that person. I didn't know none of them. I'm obviously the one who was invited as the outside. And outsiders don't do strange things. Outsiders don't just turn up somewhere and just do something random. You know, it's not a known behavior. Very random.
There was nothing to discuss about him because he wasn't in the news.
Exactly.
It's just we moved on.
I want to talk about moving on.
Oh yeah, right.
Epstein is dead.
Yes.
The women are now being heard.
Quite right.
Yes, it's quite right that our victims should be heard, although you might need a ground penetrating radar to hear most of them.
How do you
Very well. Only for 6 years, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Things that I have been doing since 2011. They're pretty well organised, pretty successful. So I'm carrying on and trying to improve those things that I'm already doing.
And so, what's this now? So, Syria, no, in Syria on this one. 4.
It has been
So,
what
Syria.
I describe as a constant sore in the
I see Syria illegal. Yeah, makes sense.
We all
Yeah,
do.
Syria illegal.
And I think that if we have a conversation about it, we're all left with the same thing. What on earth happened? Or how did he get to where he was? What did he do? How did he do it? And so it's just a constant sort of gnaw. This first came out in 2011, and it was a surprise to all of us because the photographs were published at several times when I was there. And it was sort of a question of what was going on. And as a family, we discussed it. And then in 2015, when the allegations were made in the deposition, there was a sort of there was a sort of this is the immediate family, not the wider family. The wider family couldn't be more supportive. But the immediate family, it was, oh, what's all this about? And we all just, we're lost. It's just,
has the episode been damaging to the royal family, to Her Majesty the Queen?
I don't believe it's been damaging to the Queen. It has to me. And it's been a constant drip, if you see what I mean, in the background that people want to know. If I was in a position to be able to answer all these questions in a way that gave sensible answers, other than the ones that I've given that gave closure, then I'd love it. But I'm afraid I can't. I'm just not in a position to do so because I'm just as much in the dark as many people.
How do you reconnect with the public?
But exactly what I'm doing, which is to use and to continue to work with pitch, to continue to work with ideas and things that I believe strongly in. I'm not somebody who does things in competition with people. I do things in collaboration with people. So I want people to work together to come to, as it were, a solution to a bigger problem.
After everything that's been said, to hear him talking about his charity work with kids almost beggars belief. It's a true expose. We get to see the public image and the reality occupying the same space. It's sickening.
And so there are a number of people working together, particularly in the education field, particularly and also in areas of government and what they are doing, so that we're bringing everybody together so that we're all pushing in the same direction.
Right.
We've been going properly now for 2 years. We've got 3.5 million people who've got a bag.
The conspiracy to deceive, that's what it is.
Just over 500,000 young people who are using the service. And I'm trying to think what else we've got, but it's well, it's designed for 7 to 14-year-olds in the United Kingdom, and it turns out it's done from 5 to 95 around the world. So it's been done in 100 countries. So we're slightly on the catch up this one.
I know we have to bring this to
No,
we're running out of time. You faced questions today on a very, very broad subject. There has never been an interview like this before. I wonder what that tells us about the way the royal family now confronts these difficult situations. Has there been a sea change?
I think that the problem that we face in the 21st century is social media. There is a whole range of things that you face now that you didn't face 25 years ago. So it's just the print media.
Like you know, on social media shut down.
And I think that to some extent there is a thick skin that you have to have. And again, I'm not a confrontationalist myself. I would prefer to be able to, as it were, resolve things in a way that's sensible.
No, fucking no.
And so, choosing to, as it were, get out there and talk about these things, it's almost a mental health issue to some extent for me, in the sense that it's been nagging at my mind for a great many years. I know that I made the wrong judgment, I made the wrong decision, but I made the wrong decision and the wrong judgment, I believe, fundamentally for the right reasons, which is to say to somebody, I'm not going to sue you again. And in fact, from that day forward, I was never in contact with him. The subsequent allegations are what I would describe as surprising, shocking, and destruction. But that's, I mean, there are all sorts of things that are on the internet and out there in the public domain that you just sort of go, well, yeah, but I'm afraid this is just going to happen.
you've talked about your thick skin. I wonder if you have any sense now of guilt, regret, or shame about any of your behaviour in your friendship last year.
As far as the Dresden is concerned, it was the wrong decision to go to in 2010. As far as my association with him was concerned, it had some seriously beneficial outcomes in areas that have nothing to do with what I discussed what we're talking about today. On balance, could I have avoided ever meeting him? Probably not. And that's because of my friendship with Elaine. It was inevitable that we would come across each other. So I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming. Yes.
Emily Maitlis's face says it all. She's been remarkably composed during this interview. Well done.
And I was off with iron. It is off with iron, blood. Yeah.
But no.
So the man need a ground survey for finding whether it's actually hilarious when you think about it.
Bearing in mind, this was some years before he was accused of being a sex offender. I don't know if there was anything wrong then. The problem was the fact that once he had been convicted, I said,
you say once he had been convicted, like that's the issue, the conviction, not the fact he was a sex offender.
And that's the bit that as it were, I kick myself for on a daily basis, because it was not something that was becoming a member of our family. And we try and uphold the highest standards of practices that I met aside.
This interview has been exceptionally rare. You might not speak on this subject again. Is there anything you feel has been left unsaid that you would like to say now?
No, I don't think so. I think you've probably dragged out most of what is required. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity that you've given me to be able to discuss this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
This interview raises more questions than it answers. From my observations, I find it highly unlikely that Andrew did not know what Epstein was or what he did. During the interview, I formed the impression that his duties and patronages were arranged in such a way that his duties presented him with legit reasons to travel around the world, and that his patronages of children's charities for a long while rendered him almost untouchable. Indeed, any accusation could be shut down with the mention of his charitable activities. I also wonder how it is that intelligence surrounding the royals did nothing to raise any red flags regarding those Andrew was associated with. Even if this interview had gone well, I am of the opinion that it's only a matter of time until more details come to light from other sources that will shed light on what's happened. For example, the unsuccessful presidential candidate at the 2016 US elections and her other half visited Epstein's Island 40 times. This whole saga has the potential to change the world forever. It really is that big. The number of high-profile people involved and the crimes that have been committed are of sufficient magnitude that once it comes to light, things will never be the same again. And with that, I'll end this video there. Well done for getting to the end of it all. If you've appreciated the work, please give it a like, as it really helps. And if you want to hear more, you can subscribe. Take care, and I'll catch you later.
This is a global university of choice, a university of making a difference and making it work. This is the University of Derby.
It's very difficult for you to meet a girl and to, I mean,
registry, like make sure you stay off the road. And next thing, don't wait for something bad to happen to you. You to be like, yeah, I believe in God, I stay off the road, this, that, go to church, bro. When something bad happens to you, you know what you're meant to do. When your mom was telling you, don't go outside, you know what's happening outside. You're jumping out of the window. You're waiting for her to go sleep. You're sneaking out of the door. You're lying to her. You're disrespecting her. All of these things. So you went outside. Bro, don't try to get famous for being a victim, bro. That's wrong.
Sadly, a lot of these products are just mediocre to me, and that face oil is the worst foundation I've ever used in my life, literally. It was a Sadly, a lot of these products are just mediocre to me, and that face oil is the worst foundation I've ever used in my life, literally. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Justin, and I'm back with another video. We are from a very, very stormy Florida. It is a very stormy Florida right now. Like, power's been flickering. It's actually been very nice to like sit outside and have like with our upload speed and all that. Yeah, it's bad. Like, our internet is doing like a snail's pace right now. So hopefully, I'll be able to get this video uploaded. We were gonna film outside, but then we decided it would be way too loud. It's like a torrential downpour out there.
Yeah.
And that's shady. We've been calling people out for a very long time about not disposing properly and pushing products that they may not necessarily actually like just for money. And I believe that that's what they're doing 100%. So Michaela posted a COSIS review. Now I don't know if it was sponsored when she posted it or if they went back and sponsored it after. I think there should be a way that we should be able to discern that. I think that the FTC should really look into that. Michaela is now doing a COSIS partnership, you guys. Check this out, and then we're going to get into why I think this is a bad idea, why Michaela put her foot in her mouth, and why I think COSIS might be the next Morgan. You guys, check this out. COSIS said, ask and you shall receive. They extended the range of their reveal and concealer. Oh, we're getting on the hands and knees, and then we expanded the range, and including me. I'll show you the difference between the OG shades I would use and the new ones. Listen, the shades of the OG ones work for a lot of people. But someone like me with a cooler, pinkier undertone, they always hold a little bit too warm and a little bit too yellow. You see the difference. So for reference, I am a neutral, cool undertone. Okay, so this is shade 1, the OG shade I would use. And this is shade 0.7C. It is the new, cooler, pinkier undertone. Look at the difference. Very clearly, you can see how much cooler this one is. I'm applying shade 0.7C all over the face. Just say there's a reason that this is the best selling concealer at Sephora. Also creamy, brightens, melts into the skin like it is super natural look, and it never feels heavy or cakey. And as a dry skin girly, my skin loves it. Like, look at how smooth and bright. And then the finishing touches, and I'll set it with a COSIS cloud set, one of my favorite fresh powders. I like shade Airy. Like, seriously, COSIS, thank you, thank you, thank you. What a way to start out 2024. Oh my god. Okay, so we talk about Michaela all the time, how paid versus sponsored. When you look back on Michaela's TikTok, you can see that she'll trash a product, and then eventually she'll come out with a sponsored video of that same product or something in the same line of products, same brand and all that, and she'll love it. She's done it countless times. There's whole compilations over on TikTok. There's probably some here on YouTube. If I can find something to show you guys, I will. But we talked about it quite a few times here, right? Well, there's a lot of heat. In other words, I likely will never use these products again after this video. It's actually really like this mascara, but it reads like a bitch. Your under eyes might cool at the end of the day, which sucks. The one can be a low top to work with. This is one of my favorite. For the lashes, I'm using a low top for some lashes in the beautiful Dream Pop color. I love how it pairs with the eyeshadow. I tweeted out all of that, and people started replying to me with their experience with this brand. It's not good. It's not good. One of our followers named Katie Cat tweeted back and said, I cannot emphasize this enough. Until COSIS does a better job regulating their formulas and shelf life, do not buy their products. Their foundation destroyed my skin after owning it for less than 6 months, and before the expiration date. I don't care who is promoting it. Look what it did to her skin, girl. Yeah, like, oh my God. And so I asked her if she minded if I put this in this video because I find it interesting that one of my own followers has had this experience with COSIS. And apparently that opened up the floodgates. Under that tweet now, there's a ton of replies from people that have had breakouts and had like all kinds of shit pop up on their skin after using the product. I've seen a lot of comments underneath people that are promoting the COSIS or the concealer that came out. I've seen a lot of people talking about how it's actually not a good product. Listen, I'm gonna rate some of the seen a good review. I'm telling you, most of them are bad. So we're gonna read a few of those as well. I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. Like 99%
So we're gonna read a
of
few of those as well.
we're gonna read a few of those as well because I find it really interesting, and you'll see why later in this video why Michaela would be promoting this because she did not really like this COSA stuff. She called it mediocre and everything.
Sadly, a lot of these products are just mediocre to me.
You guys are gonna have the biggest laugh when we get to that part of this video. So let's read a few of these reviews. So someone said, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, I'm pretty good at reading, and she used some very big words here, so don't y'all come for me in the comments. But this says, false advertisement. This concealer claims to be non-comedogenic, but has polyglycerol-free disosterate, algae, and soybean oil. I tried this concealer with high hopes and trust that it would deliver. Unfortunately, it clogged my pores as I have very sensitive skin now. You didn't see this, but off screen.
We Googled.
Apparently, apparently it means that it's not supposed to clog your pores. And that goes back to what we were just saying. We're having breakouts for using this stuff.
I just think we could have just kept reaching the comment and we would have got the answer as well.
Yeah, girl. You jumped the gun.
Oh my goodness, the transfer.
Really wanted to love this concealer, but it's just not for me. Coverage is pretty sheer and it takes a long time to dry. I am returning because the smell is almost unbearable. We've had shit like this happen in the past. Remember, Morphe had stuff come out, and a lot of people were saying that it smelled like lighter fluid. Do you remember the James Charles palettes? They were saying that they were like exploding and
The
shit.
new Laura Mercier foundation that everyone's like going crazy over because of Glamzilla, and she used like the brush and she was so smooth. And Kayla actually.
Oh, why can't I stop me in shots?
She said that it has like a really harsh smell. Like it smells like paint. Some people like that though.
Oh, wasn't it the Morphe foundation that had a smell? People were saying that it had a smell like that weird sheen in it.
Yeah,
Like
a gray
texture.
The gray undertones.
Yeah, Jack Hill came out and said that it had gray undertones. I've never, like, I'm sure there are people that have gray undertones. Girl, anyway, next review. Someone else said, sensitive skin, love the concealer, it makes my under eye look perfect, but the reason I'm going to get 2 stars is because it has fragrance in it, and it also broke out my skin bad. So if you have sensitive skin, it's a no.
Can I ask everyone out there, do you prefer a product that has like any scent in it? Like not overpowering. Some people love a fucking fragrant product.
I would look
I
great.
like a little bit of scent. Not like too crazy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just fuck with their skin.
I definitely wouldn't want to be putting something on my face that was gonna like I could smell, you know, like easily triggered by scents and shit. Like that would be a no for me. But I can't believe that Michaela's promoting this, knowing that she has a history of acne herself and has been so vocal about how acne has ruined her life and shit. But she's promoting a product that can literally break your skin out. The next one says, would not recommend. With that wearing mask, component always breaks and leaks. Too yellow. Would not recommend. Like, I'm telling you, if you guys have some free time with war process, of course you thought about buying these products, go have a look at the reviews and roads before, because I don't know why this brand is selling out, because apparently
Because influencers are getting their hands on it. Because they're getting
they're getting paid for it.
They're telling those 10-year-olds over there in Sephora that they need the 4 concealers, Meredith Duxbury.
Yeah.
Not be more interested in that.
The next person said, nope.
Not eating nothing.
Well at all. It is not full coverage. Coming from someone with pretty bad dark circles, I tried the shade 06 and I'm pretty tan, so I thought that would be a great shade, but it's really orangey. So they're out here selling the Donald Trump foundation.
I wonder if anybody that's ever left like a review on Sephora has been like, Michaela lied to me. Or Glamzilla is a liar.
I wonder. You know what would be funny? We should look at the makeup reviews on Amazon, because the makeup reviews on Amazon, girl, they go hard in the paint over there.
If you ever want to laugh, go and look at the reviews for the Clone of Willie.
Yeah.
Because people post their honest reviews with photos. So look at that.
Okay, so let's read one more of these reviews. It says, awful. I wanted to love this, but this is proof not all clean beauty is good. It developed a tallow scent after 2 weeks. Do you know what tallow is? Like beef.
Oh.
Like beef tallow.
Yeah. Ew.
That's what they used to put in McDonald's fries before they got sick. Sadly, it legit smells like rancid oil. The color even seems to have oxidized to be even more yellow. This is the second comment that I read here that talks about it being yellow. I have to hold my breath while using it. I'm considering throwing it away, but I don't want to be wasteful. The better version of this product is Tower 28 concealers. They have great coverage and it's so creamy. Smells like nothing. I don't recommend any Kosas products because they expire so quickly. Even Towers.
Yeah, a lot of people call bullshit on the whole clean beauty thing.
A lot of people. It's kind of like that fucking avocado mayonnaise you got. Like, girl, why are you like? I get the idea of wanting to have like clean makeup. It's supposed to be good for you and good for the environment, but not everything works. That's when they started taking aluminum out of like deodorant. Give me all the aluminum, girl. I know it's bad for me. I know I should not have that on my body, but I need all the aluminum because I stink if I go outside in the sun and like I get sweaty at night.
Some of the natural deodorants on that. It's not. We were living at 116-degree weather.
Girl,
I was sitting outside
listen,
all
I
day,
know
every
from
day.
personal experience with Nick, that deodorant, it don't work well. But moving on, I want to show you guys a compilation of Kosas beauty that Michaela did in the past. She's talked about Kosas a lot and just how bad she thinks the product is, how it's mediocre, and how it's just a terrible product. So for her to be coming out with a paid sponsorship with them is just kind of like mind-blowing to me because this just reinforces that she will literally do anything for a paycheck. If she's going to get some money, Michaela will slap her name on it. So you guys check out this compilation.
I do, trying Kosas. Don't get me wrong, it looks good. It looks like skin, it looks glowy, but holy shit, my face feels like it has oil on it. Like this is not set in. It just feels like straight oil on my face. Alright, now I'm gonna try the super creamy brightening concealer. By the way, I'm shade one in the oil, shade one in the concealer. I look for the packaging, it's extremely creamy. A light to medium coverage on it. Okay, I need to set my face or else I will literally die. I'm curious if I can bake over this or if the oil is gonna mix with the powder and get all ugh. Don't put powder on top of that. Oh, it's hard to see on camera, but my skin looks horrible. Powder separated with the oil. I don't even know if I can finish this video. Nope, I fucking hate that foundation. This is my attempt at showing you what's happening here. Ugh. Ugh. Blech. That never happens to me. And that's it. Full face of Kosas. Let me tell you something. Is this my new favorite brand that I'm going to be flocking to? Absolutely not. I don't hate it. If you're into light, natural, clean beauty, you might love this. Sadly, a lot of these products are just mediocre to me, and that face oil is the worst foundation I've ever used in my life, literally.
Okay.
Video is about the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. This is truly the worst foundation I've ever used. It is at the absolute bottom of the list for me. And I'm not gonna lie, after I did that video, I genuinely did not want to use Kosas like ever again. But I am very much about second chances, so today we're gonna try the new Kosas foundation. And am I terrified? Yes.
I look really stoned and I'm not. It's like I'm not light is like so bright in my eyes.
Yeah, this lighting that we have right now is like super bright. But you guys are gonna have to let me know what your thoughts are. I think it's shady. I think this just reinforces what we all thought when last date happened. Michaela will attach her wagon to anybody or anything she thinks is gonna garner her money, garner her success, and get people to click and buy things. She is literally the embodiment of Jacqueline Hill in 2024. She's like the new age Jacqueline Hill. She's the supreme. But if you guys made it this far in this video, leave me the purse emoji down below.
For what?
Makeup bag. Makeup bag. As always, I hope you guys all have an amazing day, and we will see you all in my next video. Bye, bye, guys.
Uncover the ideal timepiece inspired by the land and watches of Switzerland, from racing chronographs to elegant diamond timepieces designed for those who live life to the fullest. Delve into a selection of luxury brands and embark on the next thrilling adventure. Shop Watches of Switzerland today.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Dustin, and I'm back with another video. How are you doing? I'm elevated, and I'm ready to talk some shit about Michaela here. What you do now?
Well, you know, Michaela's picture once again over on the TikTok.
Remember,
Her first thing was like, try working a 9 to 5.
Try working yourself. It was the whole salad video that kind of off people not liking Michaela. It was like, you don't know how hard it is to be an influencer. I have to get up at 5:45 or some shit.
Or I don't think that was the reason why people started. You just liking Michaela.
What big reasons why they didn't like Michaela. But basically, Michaela is being called out because she got a stocking full of beautiful shirts for Christmas, and people started saying that they thought that this may be sponsored.
This is everything I got my stockings for Christmas. The reason I had two is because I got one for my husband my mom. Okay, this is everything I got in the stocking from my husband. First, I got this one box for Happy Bag Christmas Day. I absolutely love those. I got gummy bears, another favorite candy of mine. These are the makeup wipes I like to use, the simple cleansing wipes. Ooh, my favorite thing of all time, towels and shoes. I've never had a roller before. Let's see what else. I hadn't seen this either. This is a recent peanut butter bag. It looks like a Hershey's stuffed with peanut butter. I also got Mentos. This is my personal favorite dish. So another Mentos. Those are my cat, right? A couple of them. 5 gum. A couple of those in here. 5 gum. I'm a gum kid. And a beauty blender in black. Beauty blender in black. Day Cosmetics brush mat where I use to wash my face. So that's the stocking from my husband. Cody absolutely slayed. Okay, this is from my mom. I've had this stocking since I was born, and it's been through the ringer. It's been through the ringer. And we have a tissue. This is a couple of tissues. You put it in a couple in your cap. Beauty blender set. Beauty blenders. That's all I said I wanted for Christmas. So everybody slayed with that. Beauty blenders. We have this volcanic charcoal facial cleanser. I haven't heard of that brand, so I'll give that a try. Scratch tickets. I always love scratch tickets. What else do we have here? Oh my god. This is pig coin holders. I love one on the car. I make it all the time. Beauty blenders. I won't use beauty blenders for like years. Also beauty gift pack. Beauty blenders. What else? Some lip balm. I don't know where she gets this stuff, man. This is like a hug, like stress relieving thing. It like stretches and you can like mutilate it. Honey smell for contempt helps you find your best holiday gifts from the 3 unique savings deals. Try any day you want, the number of days you want, or any app you want.
Yeah, taking the piss.
Beauty blender set with a cleaner. Need that. Let's see. Oh, a little baby lip roller for your cat. Definitely need that. Lip scrub. American Eagle gift pack. One of my favorite clothing stores. Another lip balm. Sorry, I'm thinking deep. I'm running out of time. Tagging gift pack. Flora gift pack. Jelly beans. Deodorant. Blended cleaner. Swedish fish. And a brush cleaner. That's everything that's in my stocking. Thank you so much to my husband Cody and my mother. You were incredible. I mean, I'm so grateful and appreciative, and I hope you had a Merry Christmas no matter what you did. And I look at
Past, Michaela's done some things that would lead people to believe that she's being deceptive when she's doing these sponsored stuff. Like her eating the brand's ass and then later fishing for them to do a sponsor video. And for her, like, yeah, the last day thing really got her. That's what this video is going to be about. Basically, Michaela got in her feelings because people started calling her out because they thought maybe all of these beauty blenders were like sponsors. Well, this is on the heels of her wedding, and everybody's saying that they thought that her wedding was basically sponsored. In which case, if it was, I'm not mad at it. Just be honest about it, you know? Like, if you're going to have people pay for your things, I'm not going to be mad at you for letting them do that. Just be honest with your audience that this is paid for and this is sponsored. Let's be so fucking for real right now. I don't know if this video was sponsored. Michaela says that she asked for for Christmas from like her mom as well as Cody. Like, I've seen the argument that Michaela receives so many free products that
What's the dog? Get out of it.
as well. So why would she ask for it? You know, a lot of people are saying that they think that the reason that she got sponsored how that the video is kind of set up so that beauty blenders later date like, hey, give me spot on
honestly, this is the result of Michaela doing the whole last day thing. I hate to have to keep bringing that up, but this is something that we're going to have to talk about every time that Michaela gets called out for the sponsorship thing.
Like, how are you going to be surprised that people are wondering if what you're telling them is true or not? Mm-hmm. With not just Michaela, any of these beauty influencers, because a lot of them are known for
Don't believe me, it's up to you. It's the best way to tell you information and you know half of the people don't believe. It's like telling them about Jesus. It's up to them to believe on it. If I was telling a lie, where is the defamation lawsuits against any of these people? Where is it from them, innit? We all know in these countries they like to sue people, innit? They love suing people. That's how you know when somebody's telling the truth, is when they're met with extreme silence. I mean, you'll be met with extreme silence when you tell them the truth. Because when it's a lie, when it's fucking you defamation lawsuits against it, it's simple as that, innit? How you know if somebody is telling a lie? Just watch, there's no defamation lawsuits against it.
That's probably you saying Michaela. Giving the bullshit that's caught to her. You know, people are just clocking it more so than
This is how you know when somebody's lying. Right? In countries like this, when somebody's lying, if you ain't got the money to take, if somebody's lying against you and you ain't got the money, you're going to be in some physical altercation with this person at some point. Some verbal lash out, something's gonna happen. When you're telling the truth, everybody will go silent. When you're lying, people will come out with receipts as long as the fucking eye can see. And those with money will put defamation cases against you. That's how you know when people are lying in modern times. That's why that system of defamation lawsuits was created. It's to stop people, because people, you have smear campaigns, which usually is a bunch of lies and rumors. And who created the rumor, you can't find that person. Why? Because when a story is told, it goes through 10 people. The saying is that after the 10th person, the story is completely different from what the original version was. So they created defamation lawsuits in, I guess, to counter that situation. You don't need a lawyer for any case. You can go and represent yourself. Even if you're going to lose the case, you can still put defamation cases against people. Them people, because they know that they don't want to be found. So that's why they use proxies. That's why they sponsor people. Somebody can literally pay somebody online to come and chat shit about you. Literally. Yeah, and all they're gonna do, oh, we're so sorry, that's it. That's all it comes out of it. They complain about being sorry. Unless you take them to court. And if you can't take them to court, I guess you fuck them up, innit? Quite simple, isn't it? That's how you know when people are lying. Especially lying against people that are known, are wealthy. They quickly put defamation lawsuits against it. Quickly. It's simple as that. That's how you know somebody's lying in modern time. Smear campaigns have been going on since Hitler's days and even before. Because they used to say that about Hitler, and plenty of countries tell lies. You know what I mean? Plenty of countries, governments tell lies to gain support from their people and even support from other countries. Because by the time you find out that that's a lie, whatever they wanted already happened. That's why they say, oh, that's why they're quick to say somebody's a conspiracy theorist. Is because guess what? They can't take you to court. You say something against the government. They can't take you to court because it will be found out that what they're saying is true. Yeah? So they don't bother with the legal part, they just go around spreading lies. You have what we call sponsorships, yeah? So all people can do, say if you're me that says something about the police, yeah? All they have to do is pay some girl to come to my house, to come and flirt with me, seduce me. And then next minute, yeah, me and her have sex. And next minute she's calling rape, and she was paid to do that. And then what happens next? When it comes out that she was lying, nothing happens to her. That's how you know when they lie. That's simply how you know when somebody made false allegations. It's when the people who made the false allegations aren't charged. Those who just do it off their own back, they find them in legal trouble. It's like that little girl from somewhere in Cumbria, it was? Yeah. That little girl from Cumbria, innit? She just decided to do that off her own back, and that's why they put her in prison for it. But when the state do it, it's the way how the state counteracts like what they classify as whistleblowers. Isn't it? It's been going on for centuries, and it's nothing new. They counteract whistleblowers. So, i.e., if you work for the government and you start saying what the government is doing because it's immorally wrong, well, they're going to start accusing you of being some Russian spy or something. It's like what they did to Edward Snowden. If you look at his situation, he worked for them. That's what they did to him. Started to say that he was colluding with Russia. And obviously, we are all programmed to accept that nonsense, isn't it? Not to say it doesn't happen, not to say it doesn't happen, but we are all programmed to accept that as I guess, an explanation why somebody is saying these things. Or the usual, he's crazy, he's a conspiracy theorist. See, when they can't get to pinpoint you with certain things, they go for that. They can't take you to court for defamation because it's the truth, and you might have evidence to prove that it's the truth. They go, you're crazy. And they tell everybody, they will literally follow you around, telling everybody that you're crazy. They'll follow you all day. It's called public relations. Yeah? So PR, marketing and PR works together, public relations. Yeah? So just like they market a product, tell you the best things about it, don't tell you the worst stuff about it. Public relations works like that, and it usually is to, I guess, maintain the image of somebody. Anybody that knows about the royal family, they understand that how that works. But they always have people who basically, I guess, conceal the truth, innit? Or make them look better, innit? Or make you look like the liar, innit? But obviously, they ain't skill enough to do that to me. They certainly ain't skill enough because, guess what? Half of the time, I didn't even have a clue what was going on. I won't even pretend like I never pretended like I always knew what was going on. I knew something was going on, I just didn't know what. I mean, I just didn't know exactly what it was. Well, I knew something was going on. I just didn't know exactly what. And after I realized what they were doing, it started, certain things just made sense. It has to be that, innit? Like they were claiming I'm doing something to these girls. I did nothing to them girls, bro. Nothing. Some woman that claims she's my auntie accused me of, I don't even know, abusing some little cousin I've got called Joshua. And said she kicked me out of our house saying that I did this to Joshua and that. I'm not spoken to her since. I said go and tell the police, let the police confirm your story. Innit? I ain't seen the police yet. I can't work out why that woman did that. I don't know her from anywhere. I met her in England. Never met her before. She came to Jamaica once and she just looked at me, that was it. That same picture you see me put up on Instagram where somebody took the picture and scratching my head. I reckon if I think back about it, I feel like it's the same fucking day. She came from wherever she came from. I didn't even know she was coming there. She came and stood up in like the garden bit and just staring at her. And I turned to the doctor, I was like, who's that woman? He's like, oh, it's your auntie. I'm looking at her thinking, like, this woman looking at me like that, you get me? Because, them times I was just like, I was aggressive, innit? I don't care who she was. I was like looking at her thinking, like, why is this woman looking at me like that for? Because just the way she came and started looking at me and I'm thinking, like, why are you looking at me like that? So obviously I said nothing. I just left and went out on the road. I don't know what went on. I just got out of the house and fucked off, innit? She fucked off and then I never seen her till I come back to England. And she, same one. It's as if I knew. It's just, when I just always have got these gut feelings, innit? Like, maybe I've got like 25% of a female's brain or something. What they call female intuition. Sometimes I just know these things. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, why is this woman just looking at me like that? Innit? Like, I've never seen this woman before, never heard of her. And which is strange, isn't it? Like, most of my life, I've never heard of any of these family members. Then nobody ever told me about them, innit? Like, I didn't even know I had family in England, but like, nobody told me nothing about these people. So obviously something strange is going on, isn't it? And that's how I realized when I came here and I saw the amount of them there are. I'm thinking like, why have I never heard about any of you people before? Like, I started to really like be concerned, innit? Because why would they hide that you have family members in this country, in another country? You know what I mean? Like, it's dead strange, you know. I started to, I don't even know what's the word, like withdraw from them. I didn't like get involved in the group of them, like they'd keep certain things on. I wouldn't fuck with it, innit? But I'm thinking like, why would these people not want me to know that these people exist, innit? And then like, stop fucking around with them. I used to go and look after Joshy, that's what her son's called. I used to go and fucking look after him and that. And she used to pay me like £15 a night, innit? Yeah? Or no, £15 a week or something like that it was. And I ended up asking her to keep the money and buy me an Xbox. At the time I was like, what, 18, 19. I just came to England at the time. And she bought me one of them white Xboxes. And I don't know how she got it or how she bought it or how she paid for it. But basically, I worked there I looked after the kid until the agreed amount was paid off, innit? I went to this girl that I was with at the time when I got arrested from the police. The police were claiming I'm committing fraud. Me and that girl got in beef. Delta and then fucked off to London. So I went to her house, innit? Like less than 2 weeks, she's arguing with me, innit? Saying stuff. I couldn't do anything right, innit? She's always saying something, innit? Everything I did was an issue. So I thought, fuck it, innit? So I went dead silent, you know? And she was like, oh, you did this to Joshua. Obviously, Joshua's a kid, innit? He can't even talk for himself. I was like, obviously, I know the kid can't talk for himself, so why should she assume it's me, innit? You know what I mean? She was like, oh, okay, I left the house, came back, and all of the two suitcases was out the front of the door, innit? And like, she pushed her head through the front door. She didn't come out of the house, she didn't let me in the house, she just opened a little patio thing, pushed her head out, was like, oh, you can't stay here because you did this to Joshua. I said, you know what? You're right, innit? Like, I don't even know you people anyway, innit? Like, I shouldn't even come here, anyway. I made a mistake thinking that, well, family is family, innit? You get me? I said, you're right. I said, tell you what, if you said I did something, go get a fucking police, innit? I fucked up, I've never seen her. I said, so my guy name that got dragged into the situation because of what his mum did. I mean, tell him to defend it anytime he's ready, innit? That's why that happened to him. Is something his mum did ask him what would he have preferred, innit? But the other way would have been, I guess, worse, innit? If he's got a problem, take it up with his mum first, innit? I mean, because I remember, because nobody ever told me about these people and the existence of them. But I didn't even know I had a sister in England. I didn't even know nothing about it. I didn't know she exists. That's why I don't fuck with the families over here. I said I came to England, I was around pure strangers, but I never stayed around any family member. Didn't fuck with it. All these people who claim to be family, they're always stitching me up like one way or the other. Like these man are Taylor, blood. Constantly stitching me up, blood. But after the whole situation, I used to go around that guy. I waited for him to say something about it, and he didn't say anything about it. Like, I was trying to think to myself, well, did she not tell him what she said or she accused me? Or is he trying to, like, I mean, catch me off guard, didn't he? Well, obviously, I'm always on my guard whenever you get me. You know, them guys, they go, them soldiers that stand in front of the Royal Palace and they can't move even for flight pictures and them. That's where I am, blood. I'm one of them niggas, blood. You get me? Always on it, you get me? You know? Always on it, blood. Obviously, them man are soft soap, you get me? You know? Man, I brought up by him. Obviously, he never mentioned it at all. I was around him for ages after thinking, like, you're not going to say anything. I didn't say anything, he didn't say anything. Eventually, we went our own way. So that's inevitably where it was going to go. I wasn't going to bring it up. Well, I don't know him like that. I came here and met him, innit? Like, That's his mother, innit? How am I going to bring that up about his own mum saying? I said, your mum accused me of this. So I said nothing, innit? Eventually, we just went our own way, you get me? Innit? But he kept on leading me in these situations. But I was talking on what he was doing. I kept on to. He kept on leading me in these little strange situations, innit? I realized, oh, you're teaching me a pussy. I said, oh, it's not a unique situation. We just, you know what is going on. My cousin stitched me up with the bike thing. His mother stitched me up with the whole abusing of the youth. And then he tried to stitch me up by making me look a certain way in the community. I've been on to you, man, for time. I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I said nothing. You can't say nothing if you don't know nothing. Obviously, I know now, innit? I'm not an ain't changed pussy. I'm still the same, yeah. Always down and ready, you know. I ain't afraid to go when it's my time. It's my time. And clearly ain't my time, innit? But it has been a lot of human time, you get me, innit? Clock has run out and a lot of human time, yeah. I mean, if my God was a timeless today, they were talking about you, man, you get me? Like sun through the hourglass, you know. I suck, yeah, man. That's funny. Yeah, obviously, people are used to people breaking down and crying and weeping about these situations. Yo, life's been fucking shit for me all my life. Look. And I've had to laugh all the way through that, yeah. Look. So, you never see me looking sad about the situation. Situation did happen. You just, about like, I've had to deal with quite a lot of fucking in my life. I just get used to it, and it get me in it. It doesn't make me sad, it's just a fucked up thing, but it doesn't have any effect on me, like, to make me extremely sad. It makes me not trust anybody. That's about it, innit? I don't trust no one. I don't care who you are, what you look like. I do not trust you. You get me? That's how I am. But they all set me up all the time. My whole family all the time. So I'm not. I don't expect any different from anybody else. You get me? Everybody I've been around, yeah, I always watch my back. You get me? Protect myself. Simple. I don't care how nobody sees it. Protect myself right to the end. It's always been me and me alone. Yeah. I'm my own back, but it's simple. But yeah, they've always stitched me up in their own little way and tried it. And I'm a man, I return the favor, brother. As simple as that. The difference between me and them, I didn't have to lie about getting them back in. Just told what they did. I don't care about how anyone sees it. That's not stitching. If somebody stitch you up, and you have the right to stitch them up back in. It's a knife for an eye and you can't even get me in. It's called proportionality, it's called self-defense. Somebody lie on you, you don't need a knife. You're gonna be doing an extensive amount of time in it, and that's not what the game's about. The game's about surviving. Bro. It's not about sitting in prison for 1,000 years. You get me? If you can avoid it. You can avoid it. I'm never no victim of these people because they didn't have the heart to do it themselves or let me know what they were saying about me. I'm no victim. They try to make it look like I'm a victim of the crew or gang. But the crew of pussies, bro. And like I said, I tell them to them face, but I don't know who they are. I can't tell somebody to their face. I've got to say it online because I know they sit there and watch what I say online. So by default, I've got to go that way. I don't know who they are. I have no idea. And I'd have to deploy some extensive, what do you call it? Some extensive interrogation technique on them to find out through these so-called people that I know. I have to interrogate them, you get me? And asking them questions is not enough. I have to be waterboarding somebody, and they're just gonna run to the police anyway, man. So obviously I'm aware of what they're like. They just run to the police anyway. So it's pointless doing that, innit? Like, my brain don't work like that. I got nothing to prove out here, nothing at all. I don't need to prove anything. To get the information I need to find the source of the problem. And that's a fucking waterboard them, you get me, innit? Sleep deprived them and pure shit, you get me? And then they'll just run and snitch to the police and then that's it, game over. You don't find who you're looking for anyway. You end up doing 65 years, innit? For nothing. So that's for an eye, innit? Somebody tells a lie on you to the people or the police. It's up to you which one you prefer, but you legally allowed to tell back a lie on them, innit? It's better at the lie at the end of it all. I say, people have been taking pictures and videoing me for a long time. I didn't think much of it. Like, I'm not camera shy. I'm not a shy person, so I didn't really care about that. Innit? But I had no idea what was going on. Because I worked out the situation. I worked out that they made sure to isolate me within the community. Innit? I know bad boys. These guys are rumor spreaders. They're bitches. I mean, it's simple as that. Innit? If I knew who they were, I wouldn't have to interrogate anyone or say anything. But I don't know who they are, so there's only one way to figure it out. I've got to do my own investigation, simple.